welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to get a super easy bronzed and glowy look. So I have already moisturized my skin and I have used the SkinCeutical Triple Lipid Store Moisturizer. I don't want to really give my thoughts or opinions on this yet because this is only the second time I've ever used it, but so far I'm thinking really good things about it. Okay, so now that I've given that time to kind of sink into the skin, since we are going for bronzed glowy, I want to add a little extra hydration. So I'm taking the Revlon Rose Glow Primer. And this comes in a dropper. And I'm just going to put a little drop of that in the palm of my hand. Kind of mix it around and just kind of stamp it into my face on the outer edges. Okay, for foundation, I've got two that I'm going to mix together. No surprise there. The Fenty Beauty, I do really enjoy this foundation. It is a little bit too matte for me, and the color is a little bit darker than what I am right now. I'm absolutely in love with the L'Oreal Infallible foundation. I did a video on this. I'll try to link it down below so you can see it. Love, love, love it, but it's getting a little bit too light for me right now. So I'm going to do a pump of each. You could do that on the back of your hand and work from there if that's easier for you, but I actually have a glass palette that I'm just going to pump it out on and work from there. Okay, now that we've got that on our palette, I'm just going to start spreading that around with my finger. Let's move on to concealer, and for that we're going to use the Maybelline Age Rewind in the color Light Pale. This is really a little bit too light for me, but we're just going to have some really bright under eyes today. I'm going to take that down the side of my nose, kind of get all the areas where I want light. Okay, now you could take the small side of your beauty blender if you wanted to do that and just kind of stamp this out. I will do that for my face. However, for my under eye area, I just prefer to use a brush. Okay. So now I'm going in with a Morphe M536 brush, and I'm just going to tap that in on my under eye area. Now you very easily could have gone in with that concealer, just put a couple of swapes on your eyelids, patted that in with the brush, with the beauty blender, with your fingers, whatever, and had a base for your eyes. But I am obsessed with the MAC Paint Pot and Soft Ochre, excuse me. So I'm gonna go in and do that. I just tap in with my finger, get a little bit there, and blend it in. This cancels out any veins, any redness, and kind of gives a base for my eyeshadow to stick on. Okay, so one more time before I set my under eyes, I'm just gonna go in and make sure I have no creasing, because we don't want to set a crease. Okay, now I'm gonna take a Morphe Y11 brush and I'm gonna go in. This is an awesome new product, by the way. Loving this. I've been wanting the Kat Von D Shade and Light contour kit for a while. It just was a little bit expensive, and I knew there were colors that would be too dark for me and colors that were too light for me that I would never use, so I hated to buy the whole thing. Well, now they've come out with these little contour kits that just has your light shade and your contour shade. So I am in the medium range, and this one is Lyric and Shadow Play. And I'm loving this. So I'm just gonna go into this color right here and take that on my under eye and just kind of pat it around and set anywhere where we put the concealer. What I do is take an actual loose setting powder. This is the Casey Holmes Essence Loose Setting Banana Powder. And just take a very small amount of that on a big fluffy brush. Just kind of tap off the excess. Just go around my face. And I especially want to make sure that I get right here set, since we are going to be bronzing up quite a bit and going in with a couple of different colors. I don't want anything to grab. If that foundation is still a little bit tacky or moist on the skin, it will grab and kind of stick and look patchy. So I like to just go ahead and set at least the sides of my face. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a Morphe R14 brush and go into my butter bronzer, and I'm just going to carve out this cheekbone area right here. If you need to go like that, kind of give you the map out where you want it, and then I'll start stamping up around up onto my forehead. All right, again, and this is just kind of our first base layer. And we've kind of patted that in, so now I'm just very, very lightly going in and kind of swirling, making sure it's all blended. And I do blend this up into my hairline. Little on the jawline there. Also going to go in with a little bit of the butter bronzer color on my nose as well. Taking a little just a little fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna go on the edges just lightly. That again over here. Next, we're going to take an angled brush. This is angled blush brush. I'll get it out in a minute. We're going to go in with the Shade and Light palette. Just dip into that dark color lightly. And I'm going to go right back into the hollows of my cheeks here, but I'm not going to feather it out quite as bit, blend it out, and we're going to stop it like about right here. So I'm just going to concentrate on right in the hollows right here. And then again, just pull it on up. Same thing on this side. Kind of stamp, blend, and bring it up. You never just want to end it and make it very harsh, so go ahead and bring everything up and blend it. This color I will bring down a little bit further than we did the first color. And again, I'm just kind of going over, I haven't added any additional product right now, just kind of going over what we've done, making sure everything is blended. Now, if for some reason you had taken that contour down too far, or it had gotten a little bit patchy, or you're just not really happy with where it's at, tap back in with the brush that you took underneath your eyes, tap back in with the lightest color, and clean it up. For blush, we're going to go in with Romantic Rose from Milani. I'm going to start by patting that. Always pat a little bit on my nose, the bridge of my nose, up underneath. And with no additional product, just lightly go in and blend upward. All right, so what I'm going to do is just take a big fluffy brush. I'm going to go in with Blur, that's this flesh tone shade down here, and I'm just going to use this to kind of pat all over my eyelid and set everything in place. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Bucked, that's this one right here. I'm going to take that on a Morphe R39 brush. And I'm just going to concentrate this color in the crease. Also, when you're going into the inner corner here, lift your eyebrows up. That'll keep that color from skipping or dragging or being too high up here. You don't ever want the color to be dark and way up here on your inner corner. You want it to kind of gradually fade and go down. So as I'm going in toward my inner corner, I will lift my eyebrows up. Okay, so for the lid color and for everything, I'm gonna use this like all over my whole face. We're gonna use this as our lid color. I'm gonna use it as the highlight. I'm gonna use it on my lips. Y'all, I'm gonna go crazy with this, but it's so pretty. This is the Tarte Chrome Paint Shadow Pot in the color Frosé. Oh my goodness, just wait till you see it. It's like a duochrome, pink, gold, shifty. Look at that. Oh, it's so gorgeous. I just want it like all over me. I mean, and a little goes a long way. I've used this for like 2 weeks straight and it didn't even look like I've, made a dent in it. You could take a flat brush if you want, but I'm just gonna go in with my finger and pat this all over the lid. Okay, so now let's take a little on our Cupid's bow. We're going to take this as our highlight. I'm just going to kind of first just lightly tap it in the areas I want it to be because this is an intense color. And then I'm just going to lightly swirl with my finger, just applying very, very little pressure. Same thing on this side, just start tapping it in where you want it to be and then just lightly take what's left on your finger. We're just kind of making it just very, very gently applying pressure and just kind of blending that all in so it melts into your skin. Okay, take a little bit on the tip of my nose here. And once I've done that, just gonna go right up the bridge and between my eyes. I'm telling you, I'm putting this everywhere. All right, so as far as shadows, we're done with shadow, we're done with highlight. I do like to take a synthetic bristle brush, just anything that you have fluffy, and just go up on the edges of where the lid color ends, just to kind of make sure it's blended in with the crease color. All right, let's get some brows on here. Okay, so if you wanted to leave your lower lash line blank, awesome. If you want to go in with like a dark brown color, which we will do, and smoke out the lower lash line with a color like this one right here, Endgame, you can do that as well. But I'm actually going to go in with a black pencil on my lower, kind of in the lash line, not necessarily in the waterline. And then we're going to use a felt tip liner on the top to kind of wing it out a little bit. Since we've left this pretty simple and pretty basic on the eyeshadow, I like to add a little bit of extra on the liner to kind of give you that ooh. Okay, so for my wing liner, I'm going to go in with the pencil from Eyeshadow. This is something I got in my Ipsy bag too. Okay, so now that I've got my wing liner on, again, you could be totally done with this. I think this look already is amazing. We are very glowy, we are very bronzed, but I am going to just take, because I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line with Endgame, that's this color right here in the center. I'm going to take an Essence Smoky Eye brush, and I do have 2 of these. That's how much I love this brush, and I think it was like $2 at Ulta. Great deal. We're going to highlight the inner corner with this one. We're going to smoke out the lower lash line with this one. So again, going into Endgame, just going to pat that on my brush and just go in underneath the lashes. So for the inner highlight, you could go back in with this color that we put all over our whole face, but to me, it was a little bit dark for an inner corner highlight. So I like to take Barely Baked, just any kind of shimmery gold color, and just tap that in the inner corner. Okay, now for lips, I'm just gonna line them with a nude brownish colored pencil. This one is Palladio in Natural. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, so I've just lined my lips and then just kind of filled them in with the pencil also. Since we are going to go in with this on our lips, I would like a little bit of a base for one, for it to stick to, for two, when I'm eating and drinking throughout the day, I'm still going to have something, some kind of color on my lips. Again, just on our finger, we're going to go back into this paint pot and just start pressing this all over. You're going to look a little bit crazy at first, but I promise this looks gorgeous when you're finished. Okay, now that is going to feel a little bit strange because, you know, we are applying eyeshadow to our lips. I'm taking the Jouer in Lip Topper in Stardust, and this looks so pretty over the top of it. Just going to kind of pat it on at first. Now, is that a gorgeous lip or what? I'm telling you, I was just obsessed with this. I swatched every one of these on my hand and I just could not get enough. I was just like mesmerized by the color. And I thought, what could I do to put this all over my whole face and use it? And here you go. So now I want to hit my face with some setting spray before I go in with mascara. I like to do this. I know a lot of people go ahead and apply their mascara first. I don't like to because I'm afraid that when I have my eyes closed or squinted just slightly, it will leave a little bit of prints on there. So we're going to do this first. Going to let that dry. Okay, and as that starts to dry, I just like to take a powder puff and press everything into my face. That way nothing looks cakey. Everything's melted together. I'm going to go in with a little bit of mascara. Okay, I really loaded up my lashes with an extra coat of mascara, so I am skipping the false lashes. This is the final look. Super easy, being able to use one color on your lids, your cheeks, as your highlight completely on your lips. I just love that. I think it's easy, it's fast, it's just using one product, and it allows you to fully use that one product where it would have lasted forever if I was just tapping it on my lids every now and then. So I think that's super awesome too. I love how this look turned out. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye, guys.